How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Sigma's Gamers, and today we're going to be talking about the recent reveal of Hogwarts Legacy, which is going to be covered by the authors of this article by Chandler Wood, which is actually really good stuff, like talking about the gameplay and all that good jazz. That's actually based on the Harry Potter universe and good stuff. So, yeah, without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into this. So, Lumos, I gotta say, it must be another Harry Potter reference, even though it's kind of been a while since I actually watched Harry Potter, but hi, I'm Chandler Wood. I'm a Slytherin and a community manager here at Avalanche Software. It's been a while since we first revealed Hogwarts Legacy, and back then I still haven't even joined the studio. Now I'm part of this incredible team that has put a ton of effort into making sure our gameplay reveal would be worth the wait. We couldn't be more excited that it's finally here. We've all dreamt of receiving letters, attending Hogwarts, and forging a legacy of our own. Harry Potter reference right there. As Wizarding World fans, we wonder what it would be like for our stories to be found between the pages of the book, because the magic-filled world has always felt close to our own. Hogwarts Legacy is your story, rooted firmly in Wizarding World lore, and it starts with creating the witch or wizard you want to be. So yeah, what you can see right here is actually the type of avatars that you can use in the game, and of course you can actually customize them at your own liking, as you would like in most traditional RPGs. When you start them, just like in Skyrim, Dark Souls, and all that good jazz. And so then he states that I joined Avalanche in late 2021, but the team has already been hard at work for many years. I'm still reeling that I get to work on a project that captures the magic, spells, beasts, people, stories, and wonder of Wizarding Worlds. As community manager, it is my pleasure to introduce you and the development team full of fans making authentic Wizarding World adventure. One of the first things I did was ask game director Alan 2 what fans love and expect for the Wizarding World. Our resulting conversations could fill tomes, but when I asked him to settle it into two sentences, he told me in quotes, "The most ever-present part of the Wizarding World is its magic, and the playful nature and realness is the distinct rules and should fuel a surprising dark mystery that tests the combined resources of those who discover it. But just as important are the opportunities to experience hundreds of memorable moments, small and large, and fans grew up with and know by heart, from being sorted into the Great Hall, exploring the new secret chamber in Hogwarts, or impersonating others with Polyjuice Potion." I gotta say, it looks like that stuff we got from, I think, Sorcerer's Stone and I think Chamber of Secrets, which are like, the first two books or two movies he's in the series. To protecting innocents from a dangerous troll, dodging fireballs from a Hungarian horntail, or soaring into the sky with a pack of friendly hippogriffs. I am Prisoner of Azkaban right there. So yeah, actually, what you can see right here is actually a little bit of a clip of some gameplay footage of the player's character actually flying around Hogwarts on a broom. I gotta say, it looks really nice. Really interesting mechanic, and then all these elements are imperative to the experience, but at the center of it all is a fully explorable Hogwarts replete with secrets to discover and mysteries to unravel. To learn more about our version of Hogwarts, I had to go to an expert. Hogwarts environment lead Boston Matson has lived the life of a huge Harry Potter fan. She knows the books inside and out, a crucial resource when it comes to designing a Hogwarts that can embrace feelings of both familiarity and discovery. Then she says, in quotes, "We built the Hogwarts we as fans ourselves wanted to explore. I think anyone who has read the books, whether they are an artist or not, has built a version of Hogwarts in their heads. Despite this being our version of Hogwarts, it's a world you will instantly recognize. There are familiar haunts like the Great Hall, Clock Tower, and Hospital Wing, but also completely new places like the bustling kitchens. Have felt like a student in these halls myself through the development of this game. I can honestly say there are still areas that come across that I didn't know about before." So yeah, it actually got a little bit of gameplay footage, which could be like a little cutscene that you'll see in the game, right there. So beyond just architecture and design, I've been consistently amazed at how much Hogwarts feels like a magical school I've always wanted to attend, including extracurricular activities like avoiding peeves, while sneaking into the restricted section of the library. Life at Hogwarts is as much as finding a secret chambers and sneaking into the prefect's bathroom as it is learning to cast spells and brew potions. So depending on which Hogwarts house you're in, you'll get to see each common room's distinct architecture, decor, and entrances. My fellow Slytherins will be particularly fond of our common room entrance vanishing into the wall beyond on the Slytherin body of an enormous stone serpent. We are also excited to show you our takes on not often seen Ravenclaw and Hufflepuff common rooms. Ravenclaws rest high into the tower while Hufflepuffs reside into a cozy basement. Expect more in-depth looks at the common rooms later this year. So you have more gameplay footage of like flying right into the forest. Yeah, see, I don't know, it looks pretty interesting. And then I can hardly tear myself away from exploring the castle, but this game goes well beyond the walls of Hogwarts to explore the village of Hogsmeade and the surrounding countryside. Hogsmeade, if I pronounce that correctly, is home to enchanting the new characters with rich stories and personalities of their own, as well as vendors who will provide supplies you need for your schooling and other adventures. Pressing the magic of Hogwarts Legacy is exploring familiar locations in a new light, like just how close Hogsmeade is to Hogwarts or seeing the Forbidden Forest in the daylight. But to really offer a sense of freedom, we want to expand the scope of what you know about the land surrounding the castle. We want you to have new locations to discover, to see what lies around and beyond the Black Lake, to meet new witches and wizards in the dwellings that dot the landscape beyond Hogsmeade, and learn what other undiscovered chambers lie within Hogwarts or scattered across the Scottish Highlands, as told by Alan. So yeah, actually more gameplay footage. Looks like some kind of platypus or some kind of form. Yeah, or whatever they are. So I think they're like, kind of like, creatures from certain mythologies. And then, as a game developers, we labored over maintaining authentically while making sure the game is still a fun experience. We were hundreds of choices that had to be made between lore and gameplay, and even some of the differences between each film and book. Although we want to present a new interpretation of the Wizarding World for the game gamers and prioritize a fun game before the book or film authentically, describing it this way can never capture how exhaustively we strive for authentically and immediate recognition in everything we did. In many ways, your legacy in the late 1800s Wizarding World will be familiar to everything you loved about the Harry Potter series, discovering magic, making new friends, and being a hero. Narrative lead Moria Squeer, if I pronounce that correctly, offered me some insight into these parallels, and here's what she has to say. Players will get to experience what life was like for Harry let me just say it correctly. Players will get to experience what it was like for Harry starting at a new wizarding school and knowing no one at all. And like Harry, the player's character is a bit of a celebrity from the outset due to the fact that they are starting as a 5th year and because they survived sorry Moria, no spoilers. Let's just say your arrival to Hogwarts is rather eventful. Let's see. Your ties to an ancient magic put onto the collision course with the Goblin Rebellion led by Renrock, aided by his alliance with Dark Wizard Victor Rookwood, who both presented formidable threats to the entire wizarding world. Renrock has seen glimmer of magic wizarding tried to hide even from themselves, and wants that power in particular. His worldview is skewed with hatred of wizards, which makes his alliance of Victor Rookwood particularly tenuous. Once Renrock gets what he wants, no one will be able to stop him, and the wizarding world will be doomed. The unearthed mysteries behind ancient magic and stop Renrock's rebellion. You will need a friend and a mentor to guide you along the way. Into Professor Eleanor Fig, whose investigation into rumors of a Goblin Rebellion have earned him an uneasy skepticism of the Ministry of Magic. So I guess this must be the professor right there that they just mentioned. So yep. So Fig's just one of the many characters who will play a part in your journey, whether it's fellow students becoming companions, professor teaching you new spells, or even some assistance from those who reside outside the Hogwarts wall. There's no shortage of friendly faces to provide a helping hand or a welcome distraction. You may even come across some familiar names like a Weasley or two. Weasley, huh? Your studies at Hogwarts will help you overcome the mysteries and dangers that lurk beyond and even within the walls of the castle. As you learn from your professors and classmates, you will gain new spells and abilities to use in combat and puzzles throughout Hogwarts Legacy. And so yeah, we got some little footages of like some of the spells that you'll use. Let's see, I don't know, it looks like thunder or some kind. I think they cast a Kadabra. And let's see. A variety of spells provide different ways to approach combat. Do you go in Wands Blazing by using Accio to pull an enemy close before blasting them with Incendio? Or do you cast a Delusionment Charm to take a stealthier approach, finishing off enemies with a sound Petrificious Cholosa, whatever they say, takedown. And let's see, different techniques will be required to counter enemy strengths and weaknesses that should make every encounter feel engaging. As a gamer who likes a bit of a challenge myself, I'm happy to say that we've been working hard to make sure combat in Hogwarts Legacy has a definite challenge for players who want it, where you just want to experience the story or make every swish and flick if you want to matter. A range of difficulty options will be available to meet various skill levels, enabling players to experience the game in a way most enjoyable to them. Anyone familiar with the wizarding world knows that magic goes beyond just wand work. Magical plates of potions bring even more tools to each fight. You'll be able to brew Wigan Well potions for healing and use the Mandrake seedling to incapacitate enemies with its cry. As you continue your studies at Hogwarts, you'll learn more recipes for potions and how to handle an assortment of magical plants. So therefore, our Hogwarts Legacy State of Play presentation show quite a few other things through requirement, tame magical beasts, customizable gear that you can loot and learn throughout the world, and a whole lot more. We'll be diving into many of these topics in detail before we launch. And however, there's one thing I want to make sure we address plainly. Hogwarts Legacy is a single-player open-world action RPG. While you can have NPC companions join you on your adventures, the story is about your own legacy. There are only pieces of the immersive experience we are building in Hogwarts Legacy. The game director, Alan Tu, best sums up how everything comes together, and here's what he has to say. With Hogwarts Legacy, we had the incredible opportunity to tell a story we want within the wizarding world. One fantasy stood out. Many fans of Harry Potter imagined that it would be like to receive their own Hogwarts letter, be sorted, and attend Hogwarts. More than anything else, we want to allow fans after all these years to finally tell their story their way at the most beloved school of witchcraft and wizardry. Only an open world action RPG could capture the breadth of our fantasies. Our story deserves to be thrilling as other wizarding heroes. We start you as a late 5th year, so you need not hold back on the kinds of adventures and themes you might want to explore. We place you in the 1800s to ensure your legend is never overshadowed by any other hero, and we invent the new dark mystery so your conflict never feels like a retread of something you've seen before. And with your continued support, we hope to explore even more in the future. So yeah, it looks like we got a little bit of a time-lapse video of Hogwarts. Really nice. So we are honored to have been entrusted with the freedom to create a brand new Wizarding World experience for fans around the world. As a fan and gamer myself, I cannot wait to talk more with you throughout the year about the incredible experience Hogwarts Legacy will bring into Wizarding World fans and gamers alike. And from all of us here at Avalanche Software, we hope you enjoy this look at the game, and we cannot wait to show you more soon. So yeah, that's going to be it for today's video, guys, and I know it's like a heck of a lot of information, but I gotta say, as someone who actually enjoyed watching the films over the years, I gotta say, this game looks pretty interesting due to the fact that it's also like, an action RPG, which is, personally for me, I'm like the kind of guy who likes playing first-person shooters like Halo. I'm actually really big into action RPGs as well, and all that good stuff, and I gotta say, this might be something worth looking into as we get closer to the launch. And so yeah, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. If you found it to be helpful and informative despite how lengthy it was, be sure to drop a like as always, because it does help the channel out a lot. And subscribe for more content like this. Hit the bell to be notified when my next video is going to drop. And got your own thoughts and opinions based on what we got from Hogwarts Legacy, then go ahead and solve in the comment section below. Get a discussion going, because definitely would like to hear your thoughts on this. And thank you so much for watching, and we will catch you all in the next one.